I put it on YouTube so that we have so we have it accessible for us to go back and review. And when I went back and reviewed Pfizer,
Mm-hmm.
Pfizer was at $35. It was teetering around $34 at the time.
Mm-hmm.
We were suggesting to get the 33 or $34 call for Pfizer. And if we did, we would have been up pretty nicely right now as Pfizer about $38.50.
Pre-market?
Pre-market. No, that's where it closed at. That's where it
Oh,
closed.
wow.
Yeah. So this was literally only 30 days ago when we.
No, my goodness.
So it's good to know that the strategy works. It's also good to know that you know when you're trying to look so far out, that it gives us a chance to find more opportunity. So there's another stock that's in there is Gilead, and Gilead, that's something we could probably look at. Um,
Yes. Let me I just printed it. Let me go grab it.
so you good with the printing and everything. So now I see I know you're a diligent. You are like a living example of what a diligent student looks like in any realm, right?
Yeah, right.
You know, it's true because you put your all. You're not half stepping in and expecting, you know, expecting magnificent results, right? You're doing what the 90% of traders that lose don't do.
Oh,
That
really? Wow.
yeah, this is where they're like, okay, I want to review my trades. I want to review what did I not see
Yeah.
versus what I did see, you know? And this is one of the things that they don't do. They don't review their trades. They just look, they say, oh, I made a trade, it was bad, I lost money, and then they walk away. You're never really like, take the pieces out and try to thread it together.
I
Um,
think that's the only way I'm going to learn. If I want to, make a living.
I believe that's the only way that everybody would learn, right? But because
Yeah.
people think that way, people don't think about going back and actually reviewing, testing their hypothesis, and understanding what it is that they didn't see out of the circumstances or the outcomes that they were getting. They just kind of just give up on themselves without saying that they gave up, right?
Yeah. I mean, I would say like the first couple of weeks was really mind-boggling because I felt almost dumb.
Mm,
But I think that your teaching is super helpful and it's encouraging. And I realized that, learning from people who look like myself, you included, it's attainable. So with that said, keep going, keep going. Whoever
no,
is hearing this, keep going.
having this dialogue definitely helps. And you're right. When you're taking in new information, it's hard to digest it all because it is so much at one time and it's dense and it's
It is.
foreign, right? So when it's new, dense, and foreign, right? Well, new and foreign are relatively interchangeable. So when you have that, it makes it it makes it even more difficult, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, but anything that's new is never easy. And if it is easy when you first started, then that's when you have to really start to question. Because even as I look at this order of operations, there's things about it that I'm like, you know what? Maybe I would have to like look at the moving averages first before looking
Mm-hmm.
at the time of day, or and maybe I have a exit and entry plan prior to even starting the trading day. So things can get things are malleable, right? You can
Mm-hmm.
always move things around and try to get a little bit better as time goes. But as time goes, there's certain things will always remain the same, like this white call event, right? Where you have this uptrend and then consolidation and downtrend. And then the same thing on the opposite side. Once it downtrends, it consolidates and then goes back to an uptrend. So those
Mm-hmm.
things will always remain consistent because that's just how it is. This is the same phase, right? That one, what was it? The Well, this is 2, 3, and then 4. right? If you look at it from the the chart, right? If you're looking at it from accumulation to increase to sideways action to decrease, you're getting that. Here, you're getting this is part of 4, right? And then this is part of 1, and then this is back to 2, right? So you're seeing that the Wyckoff method it always remains the same.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I do want to like just so that we know what earnings are kind of coming up for the week, right?
Yep, I see that you highlighted. Did you highlight Snap? Snap?
No, that came pre-highlighted.
Oh, I was like, I don't see the green highlight. Did he just make
Yeah,
the yellow one?
yeah, I didn't do any highlights on this just because I knew that the very first thing I wanted us to do was just to go over our old trades.
Yeah.
Um, but with that being said, I know that there's a couple of stocks that actually that you were looking at that I was like, well, you know, Netflix, P&G, you had that on your list before,
Correct.
right? So we know that they're coming out with earnings. So
Mm-hmm.
depending on how earnings, the numbers look, and the response to it, you know, these might be something that you want to invest in, right?
Yes.
That and interactive brokers. You have interactive brokers on there too.
Correct.
They're coming out.
Interactive brokers. I noticed you did not Locklear. Yeah, Locklear Martin. Lockheed Martin.
Oh, Lockheed Martin, yes. Even though that is a really good company, it's still trading below the 200 SMA, and that's how I just weed out
Mm-hmm.
stocks. If you're not
Okay.
above the 200, I'm not going to give you any attention. Like,
Mm-hmm. Got it. Got it.
I need you above the 200. That way, when I know that if I put money into you, I
Mm-hmm.
don't necessarily have to worry because you're trading above the 200 and you're not going to get rejected on the way up so many times and then possibly
Is it
continue.
close or no?
What's close? Is it close
No,
to?
is it close to the 200 MA? I'm just wondering. I
Nope.
can't,
But
not even.
we're going to the chart right now. So we're about to find out, right? What was Lockheed Martin? It was L what?
Maybe we should probably LMT.
LMT. That's right.
It closed at 391.81.
Correct. Oh no, it wasn't Lockheed. Lockheed Martin did that. I'm sorry, I was thinking of something else that was below the 200 SMA. Yes, this is above the 200 SMA. It was overbought. That's why.
Oh,
That's
okay.
why I didn't lock into it. But yes, this would be one to actually like watch for. And then I think the way that earnings has been moving recently, or just all together, it
Mm-hmm.
tends to pull the price back down. So, after, especially when major companies come out with earnings. So don't be surprised if this comes to like 374 as a price, right? Hold on real quick. Let me just see something. I just want to check something real quick.
Sure. So it's overbought on the hour chart, you said, right?
Correct.
Okay.
It's overbought on the hour. Not on the hour, on the daily. Sorry. Where's my why are you okay, there we go. Got you. All right. Can you see the chart?
Let me see.
You can
Yep, I
see it?
can see it. Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Perfect.
So we're here. This is Lockheed Martin, right? And
Mm-hmm.
um, and there's I don't know what time frames that you have, but I would say definitely start adding the 4 hour time frame, right? Because I remember we were in one chat before, and we were trying to figure out. Well, sometimes we see a stock continue to go up higher, but we don't know why it's going higher, even though it's overbought. And we're trying to figure out like how do we identify if a stock that's already overbought on the daily chart
Mm-hmm.
still has potential of going up higher. And a lot of times we have to use the 4 hour time frame to recognize if it is overbought or not. It's overbought here on the
Mm-hmm.
4 hour time frame. So I'm expecting it to have some type of pullback, so that it's not overbought. Maybe it comes to 388 to this 20 SMA price. and then maybe it pulls back to like support. Either well, that's not support. 385 is probably more support. So 385, maybe it pulls back to there. If it doesn't, then maybe it comes back to 378, 380. And if not there, then 373, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the biggest thing is recognizing that we have more than um, one time frame that you can check the intraday movement, because
Okay.
the smaller time frames are used for entry and exits, right? The daily time frame, like every candlestick represents 1 day. That just tells you how long, the length that it can go. Like it can go more days. So if it's always trading above the 5 EMA on the day, then you know
Mm-hmm.
that it has more upside until it hits like resistance consistently. And then that's when you have to go to the smaller time frames. Like here, Lockheed Martin is not overbought on the hour chart, so it might still go up higher, which would be kind of
Mm-hmm.
crazy if it does, because on the daily chart, it shows that it's overbought. It's way overbought. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so even Friday, it tried to have some pullback. So, and this is kind of like an indecision candlestick. If
Mm-hmm.
you remember,
Between the
anything
bulls and bears, or in between.
correct. So, and it's more red than green.
Mm-hmm.
So Monday, even though it's trading above the 5 EMA, as
Mm-hmm.
long as the prices are above 389.03 when the
Mm-hmm.
market opens,
Mm-hmm.
and I say 389.03 because that's the 5 EMA. If it's above that, then we know that not only do we have a bullish engulfing candlestick confirmation, but it can still go up higher on the next day, which would be earnings, right? On Tuesday. So, there's a lot happening here. Um, so for me, I wouldn't even get in until earnings is released,
Mm-hmm.
and and then you'll know if this is a stock to get into. But definitely having that 4 hour time frame is very, very helpful, extremely helpful. Um, and if we compare the 4 hour time frame to the hour time frame back in late March, so we're thinking like March 23rd. I
Mm-hmm.
think March 23rd because it wasn't overbought then, right? It just came from being overbought over here on March 19th or so, pulled back to the 20 SMA, held the 20 SMA price, and continued to trade higher, even though this confirmation showed that it crossed, right? And that there was going to be some type of sideways action happening here. So, so here we want to check. We want to see what it looked like on the hour chart back on March 23rd. Um, no, March 23rd, we go back, we're right around here, and
Mm-hmm.
we see that it wasn't overbought, right? If we look at everything on the hour chart, it still shows that it wasn't overbought. Let's zoom in. Um, it's the 18th, 19th, 23rd. So 23rd was right around here. It had that strong pullback on that 19th. The moving average cross, so the 5 came below the 20. It found support here. And this is where you would use this smaller time frame to see if support was found intraday. So when you do make a buy or purchase on the stock, then you can really identify if it has more upside, right? Because you want to see if support happens. Once that strong pullback comes, you want to
Mm-hmm.
see if any type of support is happening. 350 was support here, and if you were in this position, you probably want to know if that was support, only unless you looked at the smaller of what this time frame, which shows you during the closed market hours, 350 was held the day before, 2 days before on the 17th. So identifying support um, identifying support and resistance past the moving averages is also very important, because when you do have something like this where a stock can't break, it just keeps on hitting this wall, hitting this wall, hitting this wall, hitting this wall. You know, somewhere in that wall, it's going to pull back. If it keeps on hitting the wall, like right here, it keeps on hitting the wall.
Mhm.
This is March 29th. Hit a wall, 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 pulled back because it's just didn't have enough, and it was overbought on that time frame, right? It was overbought back here too, so that's why I had to pull back. So there was multiple reasons why I had to pull back. So that's why I just say, you know, we're comparing time frames just so we'll know what's really going on.
Got it.
So this is something to watch, right? I'll be watching it. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I'll put it in my above the 200 SMA. If
Awesome.
I don't have it in there already, I think I might have it in there already. I'm not sure. LMT. Nope, I don't. Okay, so I just added it. Um, so always, anytime when a stock has earnings,
Mm-hmm.
obviously you're looking to get in, but you also want to identify support, resistance, and where it currently is in relation to being overbought or oversold. So where would you say resistance is here?
Where would I say resistance is? Let me see.
Yes. Where would you where would you say resistance is on this is the daily chart. And welcome Fritz. Welcome to the chat, Fritz.
Do you have it at 396?
390.
Oh, oh, I
Well,
thought I saw.
it was close to 396. But
Mm.
would you think this is resistance here?
Yes.
Now, what makes you say that?
Is that a pivot? I don't know if it's called a pivot, but it's, I guess, the highest day or volume on the day.
Well, I'm not familiar with pivots, so I
Oh,
couldn't tell you. I couldn't like answer off of a pivot.
I think it's the same thing.
Okay.
Pivot
But
point.
go
so
ahead.
there's more resistance. Okay, go ahead.
Look. So that we no, so Fitz, we're just trying to make sure that we because I know Angie is looking at Lockheed Martin, and she's trying to get familiar with identifying support and resistance.
Yeah, I think the point is the pivot point is at the top where, as she mentioned, the high of the day and the low of the day. So they are used as markers. I mean, whenever it's supposing goes to a certain point, $20, and it come back down, and when it go back up to 20 now, if it break through that, then you expect it gonna continue to go up.
Mm.
So that's pivot point, because I have a software on mine that does the same thing. So would that mark each pivot point with a lower I?
So so that's it's pretty much, yeah. You're right there then.
Yeah,
Uh,
right where you have that line at the top, right? Just like that. So whenever it go there, it mark turn back right there. It mark that spot right there, and when it come down to the bottom, it does the same.
Great.
So the high would be the 442. That's the resistance then.
Correct. That's the all-time, the since it's the all-time high, yes, that would be the ultimate resistance.
Got it. So it wouldn't be at 396.
No,
Got it.
there are resistance on the way up.
Got
So
it.
you're right. Like 396, maybe more of a round number like 400 would
Mhm.
probably be more of the resistance. But yeah, 396 might be a little bit more on the conservative side. You know, I
Mm.
always think whole numbers is that like psychological price, right?
Mm.
Because when you go to the grocery store, are you going to buy a bag of oranges for $3, or are you going to buy it for $3.25?
$3.
$3. Because you always want that round number, right? Well, who's looking for that extra quarter? Like, why? Like, why do that to me? Right?
Mm-hmm.
So that is a psychological price, right? The whole number, either whole dollar amount or the 50-cent amount, right? So but yeah, you could roughly say about 400, maybe 396. So you'll be fine with that. So we can say that. We can say that as a price, right? So so right around there, that'll be the next. That'll be the resistance, and that's kind of where it tested on Friday. It kind of was like, yeah, we want to get there, but not really, and then it got shut down. Um,
This chart that you're showing us is for the day,
yes.
Friday? Okay, perfect.
No, not just Friday.
Okay.
It's everything that is done.
Okay.
Every day, like going back as far back as it can go, right? Which was back in 1986.
Awesome.
Right. So its all-time high is 442. So that's why, you use the time frames to go from the daily all-time to the 4 hour, so you can just see what it looks like in the past 4 hours and see if it's overbought. Then you can go to the hour chart, and you want as many days as you can still see on those smaller time frames. So 4 hour, 2 minute, you should be fine with that, and see as many days as you can in those time frames, so that you can get on the smaller time frames a nice entry point, and then on the bigger time frame you can hold for the long term, or at least it will show you if it has long-term potential. And if not, then it's overbought, then you're like, okay, well, I guess I can sell it now because it's overbought, and I just take my profits. But Lockheed Martin is a good one too that you're looking at, as far as earnings are concerned. And just as a company, right? Because they do a lot of defensive stuff, consumer defense.
Yeah, that's one of the main government defense contractor.
Right.
Oh,
But if on the long term, on the weekly, it's why not still it's a little away from the 21, but the squeeze look good on the weekly, very good.
It still looks good on the weekly.
Yeah, it looks real good.
Let me see what it looks
Have
like.
some nice big candles, and then especially the last one, the wick is not so long. And it did a breakout right at the 440. Keep going up.
So I want to put it on the weekly chart so Angie can see it too. And yeah, on the weekly chart, still has a lot of upside. Has a whole lot of upside, right? It's not overbought on the weekly. It's just that daily it's overbought, right? So you might, when earnings come out, you might get that pullback to on the weekly. On the weekly, you might get a pullback to the 5 EMA price, 375. And then if we know if it goes to 375, we check the daily. And mind you, I don't use the weekly, but if I'm applying the same technicals, that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at, well, where is it in relation to the 20 SMA price? So the weekly said 375, the 20 SMA price on the daily says 374. So that's relatively near each other, right? Especially since it's overbought. 4-hour chart, we know that it was trading near overbought. So it might pull back on the 4-hour to 388. So we'll see if it holds 388 first before we even consider getting in. And if it holds that, then we can go to the hour and see, well, what's the hour? 390. Maybe it holds 390, right? So we have these numbers, but the ultimate downside that we're looking at, if we apply the weekly time frame, is 375. So you see
Um,
it for 375. And I think we mentioned that too, Angie, before Fitz came in. We're like, yo, look at this support area around 380, right? Because if it doesn't hold these two moving averages, it can definitely come to support, which is 380 over here.
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead,
No.
Fitz. I was saying I was cutting you off. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was saying on the squeeze it show you that there's a continuation on the daily. If you notice, there's on the daily, they show
Mhm.
you right there, right there.
Mhm.
Yeah, right. They show you a continuation, but there's no squeeze. There's no squeeze.
Oh, yeah.
There's no red dot right there. So I'm figuring that as Jermaine was saying that it might come back down to the might come down but a little bit before it make a push. It's a possibility, but you know, you just have to keep an eye on it
Mm-hmm.
when it's outstretched. Because if you notice all the candles, I'm looking all the candles, so that long green stretch going up there from right, come back a little bit, right there.
Which one? Sorry.
Right, come back a little bit. No, the other way. Right there. It's where it lift off right there.
Okay. Yeah. Right
Oh,
on.
up here.
Yeah, the
Mm-hmm.
green stretch go right up, right up. So you know it went up a little bit right there. So a good distance. So you never know. You might want to come down back a little bit near to the moving average and get another push from there
Mm.
to go up. But you know, if there was a squeeze right here, right at the point where you see that what you call that color, the teal color.
Yeah.
Yeah, if there was a
Tiny.
squeeze like the red like the red below here,
Mm-hmm.
the red below maybe, then you could you know, but I would rather to see the squeeze start to squeeze again along with the teal color,
So you're talking about seeing a red dot.
the red dot. Yeah,
Red dot with the teal with the
with the teal
diamond.
at the bottom. Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. They it showed they're getting a lot of volume. Is there any news though?
Other than earnings,
When
let's
is the
see.
earnings?
Earnings is
On
on the 20.
Tuesday.
Yeah, 420.
Oh, oh, oh. What? Okay, so you're just trying to catch a volatility move then, on an option.
Angie,
Correct.
Angie, you know what your plan was for it?
No, I was just gonna talk it out and talk it out with you guys and
Oh,
see how to move
okay,
forward.
okay. Um, when it come on to near like oh the earnings is so near,
Mhm.
you know, if you're gonna buy it, it would be just like for a day or two, and you know, if the volatility is up already, then it does make sense. It better you wait, because if the volatility is up, there's nowhere else for it to go but down.
Go down. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So you want to catch it. The best time to buy a stock before earnings is when the volatility is down. So the expectation is what causes volatility to go up. The stock don't even have to move much. It's just that the fact that earnings is coming near the event, it causes volatility. So you can buy it for $300, and by the next day you wake up it's 450
Mhm.
because of how close the earnings is. Because the volatility raise, and you can make a money right there without the stock even move a whole lot.
Yeah.
So we need
So
to wait in the morning to that time frame in the morning to see if it moves
yeah,
above.
to see if it's moved. If it move right, yeah. Because it have a red candle right at the top there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
See, and Fitz, you know how earnings go, right?
Yeah.
Especially with a stock that's overbought. And that's why
Yes.
I keep on saying, let's see if it pulls back to the 20.
Right. Right.
Because they, all those insiders, they want to get it at a cheaper price.
Yes.
Right. So if it does pull back, which I'm anticipating it will, I'm
Yes.
anticipating they will come out with some blowout earnings and their numbers are going to be magnificent. And then everybody's going to say, I don't know why it pulled back. And Fitz and I know why, because they want all the insiders to buy it at a cheaper price.
Right.
So they can ride the wave back up.
Mm.
Yeah.
Uh,
So so when it's separate from the moving average like that, that big space between the two there,
Yeah.
right there. So notice where the last place it lift off from. You see where it lift off from? When they were close to each other. come down a little more, right there. You see that right there?
Yep.
When they were close. So that's the best time to buy it when the stock cross right over there. So when it move away from the moving average and they separate so wide, sometimes it's best.
Best to buy in.
Yeah, it's best to when it's up, yeah, right there, right, that's the right point there. So when it come back down closer to the moving average, and then it give you a few reds, then you see a green pop up, and that's the best time for entry.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Always look for it right there, right at that spot there. And also you have the squeeze to back it up. Look, come right down. You see the squeeze.
Yep.
Everybody in line,
there.
right there. Look at that. Is it pretty right there?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
The
They're
red
pretty.
hair.
Yeah, the red, and it just start to give you the teal color right there. Boom.
He's right. It's pretty.
Yeah,
It's
so
so
pretty it is right there.
And how in that lasted for almost a week, right?
Yeah, yeah. Each is a daily chart, so each bar is each candle is a day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this is
Mhm.
going on for at least 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Okay?
you
This is
count the
March 15th,
candles.
March 12th.
Mhm.
This,
Mm-hmm.
and this one was the 15th. That was a Monday. That Monday
Mm-hmm.
until Friday is a whole month of upside.
And you notice the squeeze continue with the teal, just the squeeze didn't even change color. Let just show you
Nope.
that the thing continue going right up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And even though there was a red day here and here,
Yeah,
it
but
still closed above the 5 EMA.
and it never changed color. The squeeze never changed color.
Correct.
So you see a lot of money pouring in right there,
Mm.
right there, just like that. Do you use the Thinkorswim?
Yes, I do.
Okay, you download the squeeze on it, right?
I have I don't have the I guess the desktop version. I'm only using the app on my phone,
Oh, so
unfortunately.
okay, so
The phone has it. It's just not as pretty as it
pretty
as
as
the
it look, yeah.
yeah,
This is a great indicator right here.
absolutely. Absolutely. And mind you, like still remember, Angie, like you will, you will have other technicals that help confirm if a stock is going up or down. Like I said, I know I harped on these two red candlesticks, but because it's traded above, closed above the
Yeah,
5 EMA,
yeah.
right? It confirms. So even though this
Came
didn't
down
change
actually.
color, right? You're
Mhm.
like, hold on, what's going on? These didn't change color, but I'm getting a red candlestick. Know that you have another confirmation of the 5 EMA, and that the 5 EMA is still above the 200 SMA, which is
Right.
the deadline.
Right.
So
Didn't cross
that
over.
Yep, I'm looking at it right now on my phone.
so Lockheed Martin is a really good one to to use, I believe. Um, I know Coca-Cola is coming out with earnings as well in the morning because I keep on getting alert about it. Um, but Angie also mentioned P&G,
Yeah.
right? So I think it's Procter and Gamble. I actually like this one, the way that it's holding, because it's doing this like we're both moving at all three moving averages, I should say, are converging right here. And anytime when I see this, it's an instant buy for me.
What's the symbol? PG?
Yes. So it made its new high on the daily chart. And once it makes its new high, I need to see it come to 200 SMA. I need to see it at least make an attempt to come to the 200 SMA, and which it did. It came and then it went down. So now that it traded below the 200 SMA, is giving an opportunity for upside again as it trades above the 200 SMA. It closed $3 above that SMA price at 134. Um, so now it's trying to figure out, well, where is resistance? So like what Fitz said, you look where the high is, um, what was it? 146. I wanted to say 147, just to
Yeah, 140.
keep it simple.
Yeah, that's a pivot point right there. 146.92.
146.92.
Mhm.
Right. So right around there, make that is resistance. And
Yeah.
where is trading at, right? That also looks like resistance. It looked like it kind of hit it a couple of times and pulled back. So I'm gonna put a line there. Let me bring it down just a little bit more, right? Let's zoom in a bit. We see that this, like this price right here, and it's not going to be an exact number, right? But it's
Yeah.
close, and we
Yeah.
see that it's trading along this support. Well, really resistance, current day, but
Yeah.
before it was support, and then it went up to try to test resistance, pulled back to support. So it's kind of doing this like wave type of thing
Mm.
before it started to
Mhm.
come down. So as it came down, now we're looking for a support price or a support line. And I would probably say a good support price might be around here. The reason why I say, what is this, 134, 15-ish, is because when we try to zoom in a bit, we see that this candlestick, this red candlestick, I know that's kind of like nitpicky, but it's like this red candlestick kind of like did a peekaboo and then it popped up, and it was trying to do that over here with this red candlestick, and then this green candlestick kind of tapped and then went back up. If we go back further, it did it back here where that same price point around 134
Mhm.
did the same thing around here where it kind of wanted to test it, kind of didn't, right? But it was 134. Same here on September 21st, and then kind of same here around September 8th. But if we go back even further, back into August, it broke, right? It was finding resistance here before breaking up further on the upside. So that confirmed it really for me as support. Um, so with Procter and Gamble, we have all three moving averages crossing over. They're coming out with earnings, we said, before the market on 420, same day as Lockheed Martin. So if this continues to trade above the 5 EMA, this green line, like it's been doing, then it can really break through this 138 and maybe even start testing 140. If,
Mhm.
if not, then we might see that there might be some downside to the 20 SMA price, which is 135 as of today, um, and start trading there. But we see some of this buying pressure is coming down, so we might see some more consolidation. But as you know, on the phase, right, the white call phase and everything like that, this is all decline. It all declined, got a little pop. This is all accumulation.
Mhm.
Got a little bit more pop, but now that small accumulation looks like it's uptrending
Mhm.
to accumulate, right? To maybe a possible upside or to a
Mhm.
possible downside, depending on what
Earnings.
what the earnings might say. So
Um,
go ahead.
and analyst action, JP Morgan adjusts Procter and Gamble price to 148 from 153. I don't know why.
Oh, really? Oh, I looked it up. You said wait, JP Morgan?
Yeah, JP Morgan adjusts it from it. The price target was 155, 153, and they adjust down to 148.
Mhm.
So I don't know the reason why.
Well, you said J.P. Morgan.
Yes, JP Morgan.
Yeah. So they came out with earnings, right? Didn't they have good earnings too? Yeah, they beat their earnings. Um, they were estimated to get $3.06, I believe it's, yeah, $3.04, and they got $4.05.
And I'm not, no man, it's Proctor and Gamble I'm talking about.
Oh, I
man.
thought you were talking about JP Morgan. Okay, my
The,
No,
fault.
no.
the worth of the what they're worth, correct? That's what you mentioned.
No, they're analysts. The JP Morgan analysts.
Oh,
Got you.
Yeah, the JP Morgan analysts adjust it down to 148 from 153. So the price target they had was 153, and they adjusted down to 148. So I don't know why.
I have here from 147 to 161 the price target.
Yeah, you know you have more than one analyst. So
Mhm.
mine is JP Morgan. So I don't know which one. That's the only one I see. I don't know if there's anyone else. I'm gonna look and see.
Yeah, that's when the, in the news it says that JP Morgan adjusts Procter and Gamble's price target to 148 from
That
163.
was 2 days ago.
Correct, on Friday.
Mhm.
You're right. So
I don't know.
yeah, I'm with you, Fitz. I have no idea why they moved the price down.
Yeah,
Um, they're giving dividends of 87 cents though.
yeah.
So that's always a good thing. Um, but
Have you guys ever traded Amazon?
no, as much as I knew that there was going to be some type of upside, never got a
What,
chance.
what about Google?
No, no, I haven't traded Amazon or Google or Facebook, which I feel like Facebook is going to have a lot of upside too. Um, that it has, it has potential after, whatever the earnings has to say, has a lot of potential going up, even though it just made a new high.
Okay.
I would like to see it find support again around this more 300. If it continues to hold 300, then we know it's going to go higher from there.
Okay, but when you trade in Amazon, you have to trade spread. So you don't have to do spread way out of the money. You know, Amazon can jump like $60 per day.
Oh man, and it's
So,
crazy because
and then
last month I was saying right around here that hey, this stock looked like it can go higher.
you see the
Um,
same that we are talking about earlier on. Oh, you see that right there? When
yeah.
all the moving average kissed right there.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
With the squeeze right here,
Mm-hmm.
the moving averages come across here. It's not overbought on the daily chart. Let me check out the weekly. I never really used the weekly, but clearly there's upside.
Look at this squeeze.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, going into earnings. Going into
Wow.
going into earnings.
All right before earnings. So this could actually retest its high
Of
when the earnings
course.
comes.
Of
Wow.
course. So something like this now it costs a lot of money to buy the put the call. So you buy the spread, but you buy it way out. That when the volatility catch it, then just come straight after your spread and you make your price good.
But when you say the spread, like you're buying the put and the call.
You sell one by one.
Okay.
So you want to put it like what we trading now for. Okay, okay. Sorry, I was on Amazon.
Yeah, I'm on Amazon right now.
Amazon, yeah.
Yeah.
Let me pull it up. Yeah. So this it started to change to the teal color at the end there in the weekly and not on the daily. Let's see the daily.
On the
Okay,
daily chart or the weekly chart?
okay. So no, the weekly chart. Look at the weekly chart. Start. It's nice to start from there.
Yeah, on the
Look at
weekly chart right now.
look at the MACD. Look at the MACD right there.
Mm-hmm.
See that right there. After coming down for so long,
Right.
the RSI, the squeeze, enlarging the squeeze a little bit and see what happens if it's trying to change the teal.
Yep. Got a
Right.
little teal there.
Yeah.
Mm.
And the volume positive.
Gaining grain. So I
And
would not be surprised if this hits 4,000, like,
yes,
before June.
yeah, and the volatility is low. So all it takes is a little move from that, and it blow you straight into the moon.
Now, do remember that Jeff Bezos is stepping down as CEO.
Hmm.
So the new CEO, whatever feelings that the market might have with him, can cause the stock to go up higher. I think
Yeah.
during this earnings, this will be the last time Jeff
Mhm.
Bezos will be reporting anything. I know he made his last letter. He did his last letter to shareholders last week. So I don't
Right.
know if he's going to be reporting during earnings, or if he's even going to be present. But I know there will be a change after earnings.
And they had a win last week when they vote for the union thing there.
Correct.
Remember?
They voted down the union.
Won it down the union. So, you know, that's a good thing for them. Bad for the people, but good for them.
Good for Amazon for sure.
Yeah. It looked good, and the spread would be the right thing for for for
And,
that.
and people have been sad that their tech stocks have been going down. So this week might be the week where all technology goes up, right? Because as we know, Bitcoin has been moving higher, right? There was some slight pullback over the weekend, but
Mm-hmm.
you look at earnings all together, there are a lot of tech stocks that are going to be out, right? Stride, if I remember correctly, is LRN. It's pretty much a learning technology on the internet, based out of China. I'm watching this one. This one, I believe that's the one. Hold on, let me double check. Just double check just to be on the safe side. Yes, LRN. So I have this on my list as a low float stock. Um,
LRN or
yeah,
learn.
yes.
Yeah. L.
So
How does the reopen affect it?
I I think reopening is going to affect anything that's at home. So if it's at home, it's going to be affected.
Right.
But the biggest thing is J&J, right? So if J and
Yeah.
J come out with anything in their report, because they're coming out this week, I think also on Tuesday.
Mhm.
If they come out with anything that goes against what they did with their vaccine, to kind of help boost the fact that, hey, their vaccine, they might have had to put a pause on it, but they did a pause because of regulatory reasons, not just because of that the vaccine doesn't work against the coronavirus. If they say anything about that, then anything that's at home at home stocks will definitely start to tumble. So,
Right.
I'm, before on Tuesday morning, Johnson and Johnson reports with P&G and Abbott, a couple of, like, well, biotech and consumer defensive, but Tenant Health as well. They come out with earnings on that on Tuesday as well. So how Stride gets affected, how Peloton gets affected, is going to be interesting. But as far as like technology is concerned, there's a couple of tech stocks that are going to be giving out earnings, and hopefully that will help the Nasdaq even more. Even Nasdaq comes out with earnings on
I
Wednesday.
want to show I want to show you something. Look at the
Mm-hmm.
Nasdaq NQX. That is what I was support you. I wanted to show you to support Amazon and all those techs. Take a look at the weekly.
Yes.
You see that?
Yep. 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 So this is the Nasdaq 100,
Right.
Angie. So if you look at the Nasdaq 100, right, it's the pretty much the tech stock, best 100 tech stocks on the Nasdaq. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
it made a new high on last week, right?
Let me
And it looks like it still has some upside, a lot of
right.
actually, because it's not overbought on the weekly, it's not overbought on the daily.
Right.
It's overbought on the 4 hour, so maybe it might pull back, but it still doesn't look like, uh,
Another,
even on the
yeah,
hour,
hmm,
nothing. It's not overbought.
right.
No.
So that's a good indication with those two teal and the squeeze at the end there. And the MACD is about to cross right there.
Yep.
That look good to me for the tech, and the Nasdaq just moving from the what, coming off the 20,
Yep. Just bounce off the
just
20.
bouncing off the 20. So as we were saying to Angie, with that's where you want to buy an option when it look like that right there.
Right there.
When it bouncing right off the 20 right there. You see, it come right down with the reds and then it start to go up right there
Mm-hmm.
where the moving average is right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll zoom in a bit. So
Mhm.
maybe you don't buy on this day or this
Yeah.
week, right? The 22nd.
Right. The next
Definitely
one
the
there.
following week. You need to be up in here.
Right there. Yeah.
But he's right. Like around here, it definitely shows that not only the support was held, right? Because we were saying that, hey, once it makes a new high, what you did here before it did here, once it makes
Mm-hmm.
a high, wants to pull back to the 20 SMA, if it holds that 20 SMA price and it holds support, then you know, okay, this has some definite upside. So, this pattern is very consistent with all stocks. Like you cannot go wrong at all. Like if you follow it. Um, um, I know we kind of just dabbled in a couple of the earning stocks that are coming up. But are there any stocks that anyone has traded during the week that they want to go over just to see what they did or didn't do?
I trade this one DAN.
What was that called?
DAN.
BAN?
D.
Oh, V.
D as in dog.
D
Oh,
as in
D.
dog.
Oh, DAN. Sorry. There's always so many different letters that I'm always like, what did they say? I don't know what people are saying. I gotta figure it out. But yeah, Dana.
Mhm.
So what happened here?
No, it just I had some shares in it.
Well, it looks like it wants to retest the previous high. I
Mhm.
don't know much about this company. I would have to do a little background on Dana. Dana sounds like a nice name. You know. Let me see. Dana
I
Corp.
think it's a truck company, a company that makes trucks.
It's a consumer cyclical that deals with auto parts,
Mhm. That part.
which is always good. Cars are nice. Uh, big size float size. The short float, about almost 2% of the float size. I see they had an analyst upgrade, from 22 to 32, and it's trading at 32 right now, right? Oh no, sorry, 26. And it says as provide. So you invested in this one?
Yes, I bought some shares in it. It went up and it went up to its all-time high and it came back down a little bit and started to go back up again. As you know, I'm on the weekly chart, so
All right, so let's go back to the weekly. Let's see what that looks like. Good. On the daily, it looks like it has upside still. Weekly still has upside. Wow. Both moving averages crossed above the 200 SMA price.
yeah, and the movies are stacked on one on top of the other. So
Well, Angie, if you see this resistance right here,
Mm.
right, go back even further, you'll see that same area right around here. right around that 2670 area. It broke last time, right back in September of 2016. Right, this was the past resistance. Uh,
Oh,
yeah. Um, so when you, well, this is September 11th actually. So September 11th, 2016, it broke and then just went higher. Um, and then sometimes, if we zoom in over here, right back in September of that time, you will see a strong green candlestick, and then the next candlestick typically can be red, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's trying to decide if it wants to really go up higher or not. Typically, the next candlestick will be green, right? And that's how the bullish engulfing starts, right? Because it will start there, and then it will show that hey, it's breaking past the previous red candlestick or the previous, what was considered resistance, and once it breaks, it goes higher. There's just nothing stopping it at that point. Um, so that was just something. Even though no matter what time frame it is, whether it's the weekly, the daily, the hourly, what have you, you will see that pattern quite often. Strong green candlestick, it'll pull back indecision, and then the next candlestick, especially if it's trading above the 5 EMA, will be a green candlestick, or it tends to be a green if there's no news pulling it back. So I like this trade because you're like looking at cars on this with
mm,
the consumer defensive, um, especially when technology has been down. You start looking at things that not only have dividend but are in the consumer defensive space. I like this one.
okay.
So are you still holding this one, Fitz?
Yeah, I'll
Tell me
see
about
what happened in the week. But I'm expecting the S&P is gonna pull back because they just show you a Tesla car. I don't know if it's the self-driving one that crashed and burn up.
it. Mm-mm.
Oh,
And Tesla just became a part of the S&P.
True.
Yeah, so they are a big part. So if Tesla go down, they're gonna go down. It's gonna go down a little tomorrow because it went up so hard last week. You have to expect a little pullback, maybe for the first 2 days.
So you think the S&P will pull back sometime this week, right?
Yeah, it started to show. I'm looking at the futures now. It's down. It's down a little bit.
Yeah. So I don't even know what I was going to say on that one. Because sometimes, like, we'll look at it and we'll think.
It's,
Um,
yeah, it's down a dollar
yeah.
20 already.
I say what?
It's down $1.20.
Oh, okay. Huh. Huh. So that'll be interesting to see how it opens up in the morning.
Mhm.
Because sometimes it will be down now. Um, but once it starts getting to like around 1 in the morning, 2, we'll start to see some type of life because the European markets are moving at that point.
We just have to wait and see. All of them is down. The Nasdaq, the Dow, everything is down. Down.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we had a red day tomorrow because everything just kept on going up higher and higher and higher last week. Like, I think there was like one red day, maybe two. But even though it was a red day, this was like, yeah, we're going higher tomorrow. So don't worry.
Mm.
Um, so that's a good one. That's a good one. I will put this in my above the 200 SMA watch list.
Mm.
Because like I said, I like the autos, and especially you have something like this that doesn't have a whole lot of risk.
Yeah.
Um, it makes it a lot easier. Mm, hold on. Oh, DAN. go. All right. So you're gonna be holding this one, Fitz. So that's good.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold it. And see.
Are there any other stocks that anyone wants to talk about?
Sure. If no one is gonna,
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I've been looking at hard drives because I'm thinking with all the Bitcoins and hard drives are going to go up soon. I've been looking at Western Digital and Seagate.
Oh, so which one you looking at?
I'm looking at WDC right now and Seagate.
WDC.
WD.
Western Digital.
Ah, yes.
And they're a big player, and Seagate's maybe a bigger entity, but you know, I feel they have plenty of room to grow, but I haven't.
Sorry, I was getting a phone call. So you're going to be holding this one?
I'm gonna hold it, yeah. And
Yeah.
I'm thinking about holding more. I just, you know, I feel like something is gonna happen. I know there's like a shortage of hard drives, this might be a problem, but hard drive space has to grow.
Agreed.
I think Seagate put out like a 3 exabyte drive, which is like, I won't even tell you how many gigs that is, but it's getting crazy.
What's the symbol for Seagate again?
Seagate is, yeah, 1 second.
STG?
STX.
Okay.
Now this one is overbought
Uh-huh.
on the weekly.
Wow.
It's really overbought on the weekly, but on the daily it still shows that there's upside, because they're coming up with earnings. So on was that Thursday? It might still go up because you know how the run up to earnings is. It might still go up, and then once earnings come, it might pull back. And we're always looking for that pullback to the 20 SMA price, because even if they come up with good earnings, then you can always just buy more.
Yeah. That's definitely a good look.
You know,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
They always say whenever earnings come and the stock doesn't move or go up a lot, you always wait until the second day, not the day of the earnings, the next day, because it said what the companies that invest in it, like the institution,
Right.
they have so many stock dealing with, so they need like a day in order to recheck the earnings, the information, to decide whether or not they want to dump the stock. So if you wait until the second day and you don't see the dump it, then you know you can buy into it.
There you go.
Yeah, like if it holds support.
If it holds for the earnings day and the day after,
Right.
then you can buy it. That means they're not dumping it, because if they need a day at least to analyze the earnings report before they decide to dump it. So if you know, they start to dump it from the second day, the day after earnings. If it start to go down the day after earnings, you know, you can write it down.
So I can see that, because that's what I did with LOVE. I've been waiting for it to come out with earnings. It made this high here, and once it made its high, I was like, okay, I know it has to pull back, just because typically once it makes a new high, it pulls back. And when it pulled back, like 3 days, came to the 20 SMA price. I waited for this day to happen, because after it gave earnings, which it gave really good earnings, right? It was estimated 56 cents, and they gave $1.37 the very next day, which was back into what Fitz was saying, you know, give it a couple of days, right?
Yeah.
Gave 1 day, 2 days, the second day was green. I said, okay,
Yeah.
hold on this day.
Mhm.
So I'm still currently holding this, and I'm anticipating that it will break.
What is that?
Love Sack. This is a furniture company, essentially.
What's the ticker?
Love, LOVE.
Okay.
So I'm anticipating that it goes to 72. It's at 70 right now. I haven't used the weekly chart before. So now that I'm using it, I don't like that it's overbought right now. So I would not be surprised if there was a little pullback, but it's not overbought on the hour chart. And I think it was the same thing on the 4 hour chart. The 4 hour chart, it wasn't overbought either. So I'm looking for more upside. At least I'm starting to see that there might be more upside, um, and I can just sell um, into the new high. So that goes exactly to what you were saying, Fitz. You know, give it a day or two after earnings is released, and then decide if you want to buy. I gave it 2 days after it made its new high. Um, Came up with earnings. It still pulled back, but it held the 20 SMA price. And HOME, same thing.
Mhm.
Um, they came out with earnings. They beat earnings, but after they came out with earnings, they just kind of held support. So this is what I'm referring to. Like once it goes up high and it pulls back, see if it holds near the 20 SMA price. If it doesn't, if it goes below the 20 SMA price, look where support might be, because the 20 SMA price and support might be relatively close.
This look very good.
Huh?
This look very good to me.
Facts.
Yeah, this
So
one look good.
I was really, I wasn't sure if I was going to get into this one or love, but I definitely got in on love, and I'm still looking at getting in on this one, um, home, HOME. I'm not sure if it was the volume on the options that deterred me from getting in on it. Um, but the options contract were still pretty good. Yeah, it had to have been the volume. The volume is not as great, particularly in the money. I would like that 143 to be closer to the 800 open interest, but you know, LOVE kind of almost the same, right? Is as far as volume and open interest. So that's why I ended up getting in here, because I was still between if I wanted to get the $65 call or the 20 or the $70 call. 65. It was much closer to 65 at the time. I think it was trading at $63 when I got in. So that's why I ended up getting that.
You have a 33 days, a 33 days option for 80 cents. Well, which is, and the volume is 1,800, and the open interest is just 107.
For which one?
So
Home?
it's about 70, yeah, 75 cents, 75 cents for the option. And the volume is the open interest is 107, and the volume is 1,800.
Yeah, I see it. The $35 call.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah. A 33 days out. That might be something that you could, you know.
Yeah,
Wait for tomorrow. Tomorrow, I don't know, is a day to wait, because I feel like they're gonna be a pullback. I don't know. That's just how I felt with. I know Tesla just had fuel to the fire.
correct.
So
You know, Tesla was starting to
yeah,
do.
yeah,
It was doing pretty good.
They were. Until they weren't.
yeah. I don't know. Let us see.
And this is Tesla's
As I
chart.
say, it's a possibility. There's a possibility that, when tomorrow comes, when the European market come in, it might change things. But for now, it's going down a little bit. But this is a good one so far. This is very good.
Yeah.
Tesla still has some upside though, but you're right. As far as technically, it looks like it still has some upside. You know, however that news lands on the indices is definitely going to let us know even further. But they're coming out with earnings as well on the 26th. So what's that? Monday? That's next.
Mhm.
It's Monday. That's next Monday. Yeah. So
Oh, wow.
yeah. So they're coming out with earnings next Monday. So you know
Shit.
they might have a run up for before earnings as well.
Time to dump that one soon.
Yeah, they look good. The week they look good. Oh,
So I did get metal. I've been getting the metals. Like I have FCX. It's a copper, and it's been having a nice run.
oh, that's Freeport, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's about to break too. It was trading in this range here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look good.
31 to 37.
So as we were saying to what's her name again?
And
Angie.
Angie.
Mhm.
yeah,
On the daily chart, you can see what we're talking about right there. The way the moving average are so close to each other right there.
Mhm.
Yeah. When you want to buy in right there.
right. So right around here, um, maybe even if
Mhm.
you bought on this day, the 14th of April, you would have still been good, right? But like what Fitz was saying, you know, when the moving averages are this close,
Mhm.
you want to start looking at buying. Now, this was a fake out on this day.
Mhm.
April 5th, it was a fake out. But we can confirm that fake out, right? So if we look not only at the MACD, because the MACD kind of tells us like, hey, it's supposed to
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
higher. But if you look at the TTM squeeze, it's still
Mhm.
Below zero.
right. It's not close enough to zero yet.
Yeah.
So here, right around here, we've been a lot better.
Right.
Because if we zoom in just a little bit more, we'll start to see that this day is damn near at the zero line, and then this day is above the zero line. So this would have been a day to say, you know what, let me look if I don't buy. And then this day is saying, okay, I can definitely buy.
Mhm.
You know, it's fully confirmed because not only did it crossed on this day, right? The MACD crossed on this day, but the following day, which was at 14, it traded above the 5 EMA on the daily. So that would be another confirmation for you, you know? So
Mhm.
this, there's layered confirmations, but the more confirmations that you have, the better you can, you know, get a good price either on the option contract or on the share price. You can get better timing and then much more room for the upside. So Freeport McMoran is definitely one of those metal. It's metal. Is it steel or is it aluminum?
It's more copper and other
Yeah.
stuff, but
Other
it's
metal.
bigger in copper.
Copper.
And I'm into the copper. If we're growing, in the economy, we got to have copper and 5G. It's all copper. Everything's copper.
Mhm.
Right. I remember I was reading a study, and please James correct me. I was reading a report that was talking about using because Tesla was talking about having some type of underground railroad in Las Vegas,
Uh-huh.
and how they were going to be able to transmit signals underground is that they need to have copper, and they could use these synthetic materials like what was one of the synthetics? It wasn't silicon. It was something else. It was like another synthetic metal that doesn't protect the wiring. So, is this another reason why you wanted to get into what was that phone company? Was it not Nokia?
Ericsson.
Ericsson.
But Nokia as well, I'm also interested in.
Got you.
But if you want to even confirm that, look at the options on the call side. Look on the options on the call side.
Yeah, for May, not only are the prices nice. Let me see the volume.
Look at May. Wow.
Yeah,
27,000. 7,000, 10,000, 10,000, 19,000, 27,000. Wow.
Oh, wow.
There's some nice liquidity.
Yeah.
Nice gold.
Yeah.
I made third, so these are
Nice,
things,
nice
these
prices.
are, these are good ones to look at right here.
Agreed.
Yeah. And
Agreed.
I think if it hit that 40 is not gonna stop. And I run up to about 45. To break through the 40 right there. The 39.10, which is the resistance.
Yeah.
No,
Right
no
around
holding back.
$38 is a defiant resistant area.
Yeah. The
Mhm.
breakthrough right there.
It's like really stubborn at that price for some odd reason. Was there any notes, like analysts saying anything about this one?
Hold on.
No, I haven't, I bought it a little, like I got it at 35 and
Yeah,
I always just am interested in copper and I just felt like it's about time, but I haven't went crazy analyzing it.
yeah, their analysts say 41.
41, okay.
Yeah, 41. But I think that if you break through that, 39.10 there, it's not gonna go further.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how much more it has. It seems it has potential, but
And that's Raymond James, one of those well-known.
Raymond James.
Yeah, Raymond James.
Yeah, this one I also like, as far as,
Yeah.
especially like in the materials, there was only so much materials that I thought that ran already, and they pulled back. Like I think USCR, which is a concrete.
that's right.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it ran, came down, ran up again, and now it pulled back, and now it's starting to consolidate. So I don't know what this is going to do. It looks like it still has a little bit of downside, even though there's it's still above the zero line on the TTM squeeze. And then there's steel, right? This one's kind of doing the same thing. Like it ran up, pulled back, ran up, pulled back, consolidated. So it's good to see that FCX is trying to break out of a range, because it's copper, like you said. That was steel and concrete. So these are copper has a different influence on the market.
For sure.
Yeah, and based on what I'm seeing, why would it go down when there's hardly any buy on the put side?
Yeah.
There's no reason for it to go down because there's everything on the put side can only can compare to one of the buy and the call side.
I wonder if they're doing anything with Verizon.
I don't know.
Well, I assume they're essential to everyone.
Mhm.
Right.
It's part of so many industries, but especially electronics and communications and I don't know about particular. I'll look into Verizon. Yeah, Verizon. Yeah, I don't know.
The only reason why I mentioned Verizon is because Verizon's coming out with earnings this week, and they're also part of that whole 5G. And last time I checked their map, as far as like their reach,
Yeah.
well, it's weaker than T-Mobile. T-Mobile expands all throughout America.
Yes.
Verizon is a lot smaller. So I don't know if that's something that they would want to expand on, especially when they talk about it in their earnings report, and if they're going to be doing any type of collaboration with a copper company like McMoran.
Well, that's interesting. I'll look. I haven't seen that because I bought them more as a general play
Got you.
because it just has to grow, in my opinion. If the world's opening up, even if it isn't 5G for sure, because 5G also requires fiber optics, and that also, everything needs copper, even if we think it doesn't.
Yeah.
Our laptops need some type of copper, right?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of copper in this world. You know, everything's running on copper. The other metal I have, which is, you know, a little wilder one, is JNUG, JNUG. But I just think overall gold is, I think it's on it's ready.
Ready to move too.
Yeah.
I have a little one that I have here, BTG. It's just $5 though. I bought it the gold.
BPG, that sounds so familiar too. JNUG, I remember because it's an ETF, right? Yes.
Yeah, I've played with them in the past, and I continue to because I kind of know their patterns.
Gotcha.
And it just feels like they are moving for the path. It's been a long run, but it seems that it just keeps pushing forward every week.
Now this one, you know, I remember this because when I first was starting to trade, even though I wasn't taking it seriously, I was like, gold, gold, gold.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
I totally get this. I totally get this play. It makes sense. And as the moving averages come closer, you know, I can see it going higher. But did you know that the federal chair last week compared
Yeah.
Bitcoin to gold? So this is even another reason why that you know, gold should probably be still an investment in people's portfolio.
I think, yeah, I mean, people don't, people are gonna want to do both. And still so many people are believe in gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see it. I'm one of them. Yeah, I believe
Yeah,
it.
I mean, I have mixed feelings about it, but I think for a while, gold is here to stay.
Yeah, I will always lean on what Robert Kiyosaki said. That this is God's money.
There you go.
And I was like, yeah, well, you can't reproduce that, right? Like it was already here before we were, so all right.
I call that water, but gold for sure.
I would like water too. I would like water too. And so this is a good one too.
It seems decent. It seems like I'm ready to take profits one of these days.
Yeah, not now though.
Not now, not now. It's got some time.
You mean in what? JNUG?
Yeah, I mean it's like a 2 times. It's a little riskier than some, but it can have good profits.
Yeah,
Like a nice,
definitely has one behind it. So, and Fitz, you said DPG, right?
no man, no. I was the same one that it was. Okay. BPG.
Oh, BP.
Hold on. BTG.
B as in boy.
Yeah.
Energy?
No, BTG.
Got it. Yeah.
Well, it's yeah.
Yeah, B to gold. Yes. I remember this one slightly, but not a whole lot. It's, you know, it's just like that. Well, all the gold is probably going to be below the 200 SMA, but they're all moving towards the 200 SMA price. So, you know, this looks like it has upside for sure. Definitely has some volatility. This is another reason why I like looking at the options contract, because when I see that gamma and I see it like being very high, I know that there's a lot of price action happening in between. All right, a lot of moving up and a lot of moving down. Let me see what it looks like on the 2-minute chart. Yeah, exactly. A lot of moving down, consolidating, a lot of moving up. It's not bad. This is still a good chart. It made a new high, came down, traded below the 200. Now it's trading above the 200. So technically it should break this 512 area to create a new high.
Mhm.
It should. ETG. And it's over the 200 SMA on the hour chart, not overbought. Not overbought on the 4-hour chart, and all the moving averages just crossed. I don't see why this doesn't go higher. You know, it's just the daily chart. It's below the 200, but what does the weekly say? The weekly says it's going to go up. There's still some type of selling that needs to happen though before earnings.
Yeah, I like this. I like the accumulation down the bottom. The crossing the accumulation right down there.
Right.
Yeah, that yellow right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that look good. Coming on to the zero line and the volume and volume green getting bigger.
Yeah. Um, and I know this you mentioned with the RSI turning up.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
That sharp turn there.
So it's just about what that overhead resistance at the 200 SMA price, what it's going to do to it or what it's not going to do to it.
Yeah, but you can buy it till it go right there. If you turn back, you come out.
There's only a 60 cents difference too. Downside risk, because I like downside, is where this 5 EMA price at 489. So as it's consolidating, it might start testing that 489 price, and you can continue to buy as it goes up.
Right.
Continue to close above the 5 EMA. It should. I like this one. I will watch this as well. With this on my scanner that's below the 200 SMA. The others, there's only three stocks that I'm holding. RRD. This one I'm holding. I bought options on. I'm expecting it to break this 470-ish area to go to 5.
What's it?
RRD is a holding company.
Okay.
Yeah, so they just hold like capital. They just hold capital. Like I was like, oh, y'all holding, and I wanted a bank in my portfolio, and I was like, okay, I gotta get some of these banks because I missed Square. Since I didn't get a chance to grab into Square, I had to settle for this one. But if I remember correctly, they also make marketing. Yeah, they make marketing stuff. There we go. Communications. So I think I confused it with another company. This is not a holding company.
Yeah, this RRD looked real good.
This one deals with communications and flyers, postcards, stuff like that. Printed material, printed and digital. So and that's why I ended up getting it because communications was doing pretty well last week.
Wow, this news is big enough. 2 killed in driverless Tesla car crash.
2 killed?
Yeah.
Sheesh.
And the car burned to ashes.
Damn.
Wow.
This is the news right here.
When was that?
Today.
Today. Oh.
Yeah.
Today.
Wow.
Okay, I see a fatal Tesla crash in Texas, believed to be driverless.
Wow.
This is the third.
Yeah, 2 killed, driverless, and it burned to not the shell.
Wow, that's crazy. That is crazy.
And surprising, the market only dropped on $1.20. Everything is down, but the S&P is just $1.20.
Wow. So okay, let me turn to Bloomberg real quick. What's going on? Yeah. Man, because I don't know if Bloomberg News talked about it at all. But you're saying that the futures are down right now.
Yeah, they're down.
Wow.
I saw it, but when I heard the talk, um, this is the New York Times. I saw the police and everything there. I didn't know what it was until I saw the news.
Yeah. 27 crashes in the past month.
Wow.
The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration said last month it had 27 investigations into Tesla crashes.
Oh, wow.
So what did they start do? Well, you saw what they start did?
Yeah, it went up. That's
It
just
went
crazy.
up. I think they're not only betting on those cars. Remember, it just won the space thing there. Space,
That's right.
I think that's what boosted start. The space link.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a big deal.
yeah, they got a big deal earlier this week. So investors just ignore the little crash. They couldn't care less about who died.
No, and they got Bitcoin.
Mm-mm.
They have bigger things looking at.
They have space.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow. What a world.
Oh yeah.
wow. That's not what I expected out of Tesla, but we know that as innovation starts to ramp up, there will be accidents like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's
It's
unfortunate.
true.
It's so,
And I'm hoping that they took those people out of the car before they burned, because man, it burned almost to ashes.
oh, you're looking at it on you
Yeah,
saw.
I saw it on news. It burned, the entire top burned off. It's just the side frames on the bottom
Wow.
and pure dust inside.
Wow. Wow.
Maybe those batteries overheat or something.
Wow.
They're getting away with it because they're using they use this word autopilot, but not as a official language.
What
So
am-
you have to also drive. Like in Germany, they don't allow you to use such language,
Yeah.
and so I wonder how it affects their. I don't liability wise, they're not exactly liable.
yeah, autopilot, driverless vehicle.
Yeah,
Whew. It's,
exactly,
everyone wants a Tesla.
exactly.
Yeah. I don't know, but these people believe in Elon so much, especially young people.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm telling you, man. If Elon said jump, everybody jump.
It's blind faith. They
Yeah.
have faith in this guy.
And he deserve it. Believe me, he deserve it.
Well, I guess. I mean, the companies is all profited, is all subsidized by the US government.
Yeah.
So it's not like it actually is profitable. It's all just like you're saying, people just love him.
Yeah. Yeah. They like his ability to innovate, come up with new things.
For sure.
Young people get bored easily, so they like every morning they wake up, there's something new.
Yeah. I mean, old people too now.
Yeah. Old people don't want nothing new. They're like, come on now. What's going on? I gotta wake up to new bullshit. Like,
These young people, they hear about space, they want to hear about Mars tomorrow.
like, what else is next? Like, oh man.
Yeah, you're talking about that today again?
Yeah. And it's quite comforting in itself, because we know now, like with President Biden, we're not getting a whole bunch of extra news like unnecessarily every day. We don't have to be like, okay, what fire do we have to put out in the morning? Because our president can't
sleep, so he just took out his phone and just I don't like China.
Right.
My God.
Yeah,
Tell you, man.
so true. Like as far as low float stocks, as you can see on this like left side panel, this is what I'm watching, and I believe PLG is one of those other metals.
Yeah.
Um, I
Yeah,
missed it, but I still think it has some upside. It's
what
cheap.
about you?
Uranium.
Oh yeah.
Is it 4 U's or 3 U's?
For you.
4, right? Yeah, that's right.
I think I have a 4U. Oh, this
I've
one
had
looks
UUs in
terrible.
the past. I like UU.
This, I think one have 3 and one have 2.
Yeah. So the one with 4,
It
the one
looks
with
terrible.
4 U's, it's still, well, it's, at least it's testing support. So maybe it might go up higher. Let me see what the one with 3U's. What does that look like? Same, kinda. It's still consolidating. But that red day looks pretty strong on Friday.
PLX. Yeah,
You said PLX?
oh, that's a biotech.
Yeah.
I have a NPO.
I have some in this one.
NPO.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that one's consolidating after. That's a good one.
Yep.
Yeah, I like this. What brought you here?
Nuclear energy.
Got you.
This one. What's the ticker?
NPO. Nancy Peter
Okay.
Octagon.
Octagon.
Octavian.
Oh my God. You want to raise them up again?
Say that again.
No, I want to raise that guy up.
Oh man. Listen, like this. Well, at least this stock, it looks like it has upside. NPO, because it's doing that whole Wyckoff thing again, right?
Uh-huh.
Consolidated, uptrend, downtrend, consolidating.
Mhm.
After the downtrend, we see this consolidation should go this way. It should.
Should, you never know, but it's looking ripe enough.
Absolutely. I'm liking this one. That goes on the list. And this is not a low float. This is a higher float, I would imagine, right?
Yep. It's not a low. I have that. I still like LRNZ, which is a much more low volume,
Z.
but that's a future bet as far as I'm concerned.
Is that a listed fund trust?
It's artificial intelligence.
Got you. Okay. Yeah. The volume is pretty damn low.
Yeah, it's very low, but it's not a terrible time right now because it's hit big before. But this is definitely, I'm just holding this for the future.
I feel that. Well, I can see why it did do everything right after it made its high.
Yep.
Pulled back to the 200. Kind of traded below the 200 for a little bit. This is pretty much accumulation phase right here, as it's trying to go to this uptrend here. So this will be 1, and this will be 2. If it goes up higher, it will continue with the 2.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the phases are concerned.
Right.
All right. Start adding that one. I'll add that one.
Yeah, as far as like low volume, it's low.
You want to take a look at CPRT?
CPRT.
CPRT. Start from the weekly.
I put it on the weekly. Copart.
Yeah.
Copart. Which also is nice consolidation. I even like how the volatility on the options is really low as well. least on the weekly chart. It is $7 away from breaking an all-time high. It has a lot of volume going like that. So if we break it down to the daily, how'd you find this one?
Just searching.
True, true, true. Uh, I like this. I'm just looking at how the chart is flowing after,
Yeah.
especially after it made its high, and it looked like it wanted to test it this time, but it couldn't. Pulled back to the 200. Now it bounced off the 200. This was all accumulation right here. After making that new high, it was pretty much a downtrend. So it probably doesn't look like a downtrend all the way, but it was making lower lows and higher lows.
Yeah. So
Higher low, higher low, lower low, lower low. So these are
what's the price? What's the price right there in the center there? What's the where it turned back?
the price
We're
right
in
down here.
in the center. No, go in the middle. Right there.
Right here or right here?
Right here, yeah.
Right here is 121.
121. Oh, so it passed that already.
Yeah. It closed above that.
Okay, so it's heading for the next one then.
Yeah, the next resistance seems like 127.
Yeah.
On the daily, it's overbought. Um, and the 4 hour is overbought. And the hour is overbought. So this might pull back.
Okay.
It might pull back just because it's overbought on those time frames. But you know, also on the weekly, it still shows on the TTM squeeze and on the MACD that there has to be some type of selling that happens during some type of selling. Even though it crossed above the 5 EMA, there has to be some type so that this TTM squeeze can be above the 0 line and give it more upside to the retest.
Yeah, it might pull back a little, but it shows you that it have a long way to go.
Absolutely.
It is a possibility, you know. It seems to me that it's gonna break through that. And see, it said that Copart had a new location in Mallorca, Spain. So something going on for it.
Oh, I like that. And it's holding support at 106,
Yeah.
roughly 105.
Yeah.
So, yeah, even the downside from where it's trading now, that's only $17. Ultimate downside to support, right? The real downside I always suggested being the 5 EMA price, which is $7. So that's 116.35 versus upside of also the same $7. So it's almost a 1-to-1 risk to reward. Are you in this now?
No.
But you will be, because it looks good. It does.
Look on the option.
That spread in the option is crazy though.
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna get into this, but I like to use them as a marker. Because you know, when you observe things like this, whenever you see the next time, it's much easier for you to identify.
Yeah.
You know, when you see it look like that, you want to see how it react the next in the next 2 days. So next time, as soon as your eye catch something like that, then you know you can go for it.
All right.
Use it as a marker.
What does Copart do? I have no idea what they do.
They offer automated title processing for auto insurance group.
Oh, it's another auto.
Yeah.
Auto.
No. Automated title process for auto insurance group.
Ah. So it's like processing insurance
Titles.
like yeah, the title to cars or
Yeah, for insurance. Or maybe for land anything, just for insurance. So maybe it's for everything. Anything that can be insured.
I'm with it. I'm with it. I'm with it. All
And
right.
the
Is Amazon doing auto insurance?
No, I know
Uh,
Amazon's doing, well, no, they're doing health insurance.
health insurance, yeah, I think they're gone in the health business.
But they haven't gotten an auto yet.
No,
Not that,
you never know. It may be.
Amazon adds car insurance to its absurd list of services. MSN.
really?
That was in 2020. They made a deal. Amazon's breaking an insurance business in India that comes now offering auto insurance through Amazon Pay and some other company, Echo. So they're somehow getting into also auto. And I don't know if it's in the US, but India is big. I have to
Yeah.
look. But anyway, yeah, insurance is great. It's a great business.
Yeah, I think they made the insurance processing of title much easier for the insurance company. And
Mm,
I mean, they just collect money. They don't pay.
got it.
It'll be real interesting if they bought out Lemonade.
Oh,
If Amazon were to buy out Lemonade, then
wow.
there, I mean, you know, nothing to dispute there. That's for sure. I know Juan just came onto the call. Juan, thank you. If you have a stock that you're interested in, please, you know, bring it up in the chat. We can discuss it.
No, just seeing what you all are up to.
Oh man. Well,
Mhm.
Thanks for inviting me.
absolutely. So yeah, that'll be definitely interesting if they were to buy out Lemonade.
Mm.
I would like that. That would be even more for Amazon, because Amazon wants total control.
And they're getting it.
They're getting it for sure.
I mean, they got everything.
Like, how much more do they want? Like, trying to figure that out.
Everything.
Everything. What else?
Do they sell books yet?
Yes.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I know, James, I know you're into China a lot.
Yeah,
Have you checked out COHU?
I like it. I have checked it out. Yeah, and I haven't gotten in, but that is moving.
And this one definitely, like, I the minute I saw it, I was like, oh, I gotta tell James.
Yeah, yeah, it looks amazing. And yeah, China's crazy. I think that it will make the turn soon enough.
Yeah, now that they can find Jack Ma.
Exactly. Like they're making all of the moves to show they're not, you know, trying to play around too much.
Right.
Yeah. That was a warning to him. Next time they're not gonna find him.
I know, right? Next
Yeah.
time. Next time.
But I also read he's leaving Ant.
Oh, he's not doing anything with Ant Financial anymore?
I think that he's leaving.
Oh, wow.
So that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, man. We're not seeing his flamboyant self anymore. When Singles Day come back in November, then I think that's when we'll really know. Because he usually does something on Singles Day.
All right. Uh-huh.
They usually, I think, not last year, but the year before, he dressed up like Michael Jackson. Some shit.
Yeah, he's horrible. Terrible. Yeah, he's leaving. They're setting up his options to exit.
Wow. As long as they don't capture him afterwards.
Yeah, he's going to France somewhere.
Yeah. That would be a wise. Make sure his family leave first.
Yeah. He's getting $2 billion out of this deal.
Yeah.
Oh, the Ant deal?
I believe so, yeah. Which I think, I guess that he was also sued for, so he's fine.
Right, because they definitely took a lot of money out of
They
it.
did, they got him.
Oh, it was crazy, crazy, crazy. I guess the other position that I am holding that's not Chinese related is CELH. Um, I bought it once before and I sold it just to take profits, and then I got back in. Um, I don't see a reason why I need to sell this right now. I'm going to treat it just like RRD. If I sell anything, it'll be LOVE on
You mean
Monday.
option? You have option in this one?
Yeah, I have options in this one as well.
Okay, that look good.
China wise, Baidu is really worth looking at. They've had a lot of hits. BIDU. Oh, BIDU.
Yeah.
Yeah, accident. Yeah, it's consolidating.
It sure is. Yeah, there was some major action, and I'm just not sure exactly what's going on, but it does seem like ripe for stuff. I mean, they're a big company,
Right.
But they invested a lot in AI,
Mm.
which is going to take a while to pay off. And then there was that big Arcagon. All that. What was the name of that group?
Art Egos or Art
Archegos or whatever.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah.
They were heavily involved. They owned a lot of Baidu. So like there was a panic sell. So it's potential here that, this is a lot of overreaction.
Yeah,
You mean when they couldn't find Jack Ma?
No. This is more recent.
Okay.
Yeah, this is that brokerage firm that was over leveraged.
Archegos, yeah, Archegos.
Yeah.
You have a nice unusual option on JD. That is the next Chinese one, JD.
JD. I like JD.
Yeah, but it's down, but you have a nice little unusual option at it's for 33 days at for the 250 strike. 155, $1.55.
Was this the May contract?
Yeah, May 21st. 155.
85. You said an 85 call or?
Hold on.
The 82.5 has double the open interest.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 82.5. 82.5, yeah.
I still see that movements to come down lower though. Both moving average below the 200 SMA.
It's almost at the 55, so it's almost at the 50, so on the weekly. So
yeah, even the weekly shows there's some downside.
Yeah, it's down bad on the weekly.
It sucks. If it can hold that 75 price,
yeah,
that'll be really good.
And on the squeeze it showing going down, but never know. Sometimes all it needs is some news.
Yep. That's it. They come up with earnings in a month. So
yeah.
Maybe the earnings might.
It's a profitable company, and they don't do any talking because they were the one who introduced when during the height of the pandemic.
Yeah.
They were using robot to deliver food. Robot vehicle. Robot and drone.
Oh wow.
They use drone to deliver food.
Then ACG, don't they use, or no, AGC. That's just like them. They do the same thing at, I believe, in Malaysia.
Yeah, but JD is one of the one, maybe the third biggest one out of I mean behind Alibaba and Baidu.
Got you.
Mhm.
Got you. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's
And
right.
they're cheap, much cheaper.
And I still
But
like Pinduoduo, PDD.
yeah, that's another one too.
That's the other one.
But it moved very fast.
It sure does.
PDD.
People don't know what to think about it, but it's,
Yeah, it's volatile.
yep.
Look good now though on the daily.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Came down, consolidating now. You know, this is phase one. Yeah, after this consolidation, maybe it trades above the 5 EMA, this green one.
And it closed in the green on Friday. So
Yeah, price wise, not candlestick wise, which is,
yeah, price wise. But there's volume coming in though.
yeah.
Volume coming in there has you notice at the end.
Yeah, I see that green, that green candlestick.
Mhm.
It's definitely going to do something. Like it's interesting how these Chinese companies are moving the way that they are.